Hey there.
Hi.
Can I get a high five?
Yeah.
And hey there, millions of viewers. So we recently started a new series that we dubbed Camp Stove Cooking. I'm a big fan of camp stoves. I think you are.
Yeah.
So this actual video of the Camp Stove Cooking series is not going to feature any cooking whatsoever. What a cop-out, I know. Instead, we're going to show off various camp stoves that we have, talk about them a little bit. That's pretty much it. We're recording this on the Tweety Bird camera, so if you hear it recording itself, it makes a noise that I'm not going to make because this is actually take 2. We thought our neighbors had left. They got in the car was pulling out, and as I was mimicking the camera and saying that it was making the call of the wild, the garage door behind us opened up. So yeah, I'm not going to take that risk again. So anyways, if you were interested in seeing cooking, get the hell out of here. If you're interested in seeing our small collection of camp stoves, you stick around because it's going to go down. Another high five. Fist pump. Thumb wrestle. Just kidding. Okay, so for the first camp stove, I'm going to say this is not the first camp stove that we've had, but it's the first commercially built camp stove that we bought. We got this, what, 2015?
Yeah, I think so.
And I think we've used this a lot more than most people use their camp stoves. What do you think?
Yeah, probably. This back porch makes it really convenient to cook out here with it.
Yeah, so this is an Ozark Trail camp stove. It is similar to the Coleman camp stoves that you would see. It's really spiffy. It's an old design. It's been around for quite a while. And it's got these wind screens here, 2 burners. It is propane powered. Coleman propane because Ozark Trail doesn't make any. And the way you fire it up is pretty simple. You got to first connect the propane. This is an example of something I wish I would have done off camera. And there's no electric start on this bad boy. This is very, very old school. Very, very basic. So you open the gas and you light. And whether or not that's appearing on camera, I don't know. But I'm assuming you can hear that.
It looks like you can see it too, yeah.
To turn it off, that's all you do. Not the most convenient design because you have to have this separate. It doesn't fit anywhere inside or anything, so you have this sort of loose. But I tell you what a good and trusty camp stove to have. We have actually made, for those of you that are familiar with the series already, we've actually made fish and chips on this. We've made Nashville hot chicken on this. We have cooked other things out here using the griddle. I think we've cooked steak or burgers on this.
Yeah, we've made coffee on it with the camping percolator.
Yes, we have. So I would recommend this as a camp stove for anybody, whether or not you actually use it for camping. These are handy dandy devices.
Yeah, it's good for frying stuff because the oil splashes like outside basically, so you don't have to worry about it getting on the floor in your kitchen or ruining anything in there.
And to store this, I guess I got a little excited when I was taking it apart. That's all you do to store it. Alright, so our Coleman camp stove clone, Ozark Trail, definitely a good stove to have. Okay, so for our next type of stove, it's called a penny stove, and this is pretty exciting, and you are really into this type of stove, so why don't you give the basics on these bad boys.
Okay. These are neat because you make them yourself. You don't buy them. So here's one that's not used at all yet. So it's still clean because when they burn, carbon gets all over them. But what you do is you take a beer, pop, whatever can, you cut a little bit off the bottom. Well, you take 2 of them, but you cut a little bit off the bottom and then you like crimp them to fit them inside of each other. And then you poke holes around the outside. These are the holes that the flames come out of. And then you poke these holes here, and these are the ones you fill it with. There's cotton inside of it, so you put cotton in, you like crimp them together. Then you poke the holes, and so to light it, you just pour isopropyl alcohol. The higher percentage, the better. I think we found 91. So you fill it up in there, it soaks into the cotton.
Yep, 91%.
And then what we did was there's a whole bunch of other, like, this is one that's used. This one
you
like
made it sound like it was a condom.
this one's like open in the top, so it's super simple. You just pour the alcohol in there and light it on fire. This one is made from a Foster's can, so it's like double the size. It's huge. But we put them in like a salsa jar or a pickle jar lid, and we fill the actual stove with the alcohol, and then we pour some on the outside and light the alcohol on the outside, and it heats the stuff up on the inside, and then it'll ignite. And you put either a penny or a nickel or whatever to cover these holes on the fill holes, and then the flame comes out around the outside. So do we want to fire one of these up? Probably this one that's been used. Maybe a cleaner lid?
Yeah, so we'll try this one.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't get much lazier than this one.
Yeah. And you can put like a small size pan on there and boil water if you wanted to make like soup or something. It's not for making super involved recipes. So you pour it in and it goes in there. It'll soak into the cotton balls that are in there. That's probably enough. I'll pour a little bit in here. I don't know how long it takes for the inside to heat up, but we'll see. Alright, I heard it catch, I'm pretty sure. It's hard to see if it's actually on fire or not. I don't think it is. I don't know, I can't tell. That's...
You want me to stop it?
I don't know if it keeps going out.
No, I think she might be lighting. No.
I don't know why it keeps going out. Do I need to add, maybe I'll add some more. I don't know.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, let's try to... Okay, well, it's definitely on fire now. And then that probably put it... I don't know why it's not staying on fire. There it goes. Where's the penny? That's actually a dime, but... You can hear it like boiling on the inside because it boils at a really low temperature. After the stuff underneath boils out, you should be able to see it come out of the holes on the top. This burns really dirty though, so any pot that you put on it, you like don't care about it because it's gonna get all black and carbony.
I don't know. So far, this is working out to be a fail.
I think it's just takes a while. We haven't done this in a while, so I don't remember how long it takes for it to like
I mean, all it's probably doing is kicking up black smoke all over the camera lens. It's finally coming around.
It's going, there we go.
Finally coming around. After all the technical difficulties.
It just takes a little bit, that's all.
And it may have expelled all the fuel from the inside already.
I'm not pouring more on it, so.
No sense of adventure.
You try it, I'll stand back here.
Alright, well that does that. And, here, go that way.
Alright.
While that does that, you can imagine that this guy here really kicks out like a wide ring of flame. And this, I would say, is suitable for bigger pots and pans. This is a far more versatile little guy. Now this, right here, like I said before, this is the most lazy stove you could have ever made. And basically all you do is you would stuff like a little bit of paper towel down in there and a little bit of alcohol, and the flames actually come out of the sides, come out of the center, and this burns through the fuel like nobody's business. I mean, it is like super fast and super hot. But take a look at that. Look at all the flames finally coming around in a ring.
Yeah, you can see they're coming out of the holes now and not from underneath. All the stuff underneath's been burned. Because it burns really fast, but if it's soaked into a piece of cotton or paper towels or whatever, it lasts a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't remember how long they burn for, but like you could use these just to sit on the back porch and talk, which we've done that in the past, just like at nighttime.
And to put it out, the safest way is you've got to just simply get rid of the oxygen. Ooh, boy, that bad boy's getting hot.
Yeah. It looks like it's out.
Now you don't want to put it out and then immediately lift this up, because number one, that could be hot, which it is kind of hot. Number two, if the temperature of the fuel is still at its point of ignition, yes, you may have put the flame out, but by removing it, it will immediately reignite. So let's see if that happens. I don't think it will. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. There's kind of
Now you don't want to touch that. But okay, so that is our almost failed attempt to show you our penny stoves. We will redo this sometime down the road when we're actually using these. Number one, I think we were both way too close to the camera and just all out yelling in it. Number two, we had some technical difficulties, but we worked through it.
We were out of practice.
Yeah. All right. So penny stoves, these are awesome. Thumbs up. All right. Here is the newest camp stove. But it's not the last camp stove that we're going to show, but it's the newest one, and we're very, very excited. Actually, we haven't used this thing at all ever before. We're going to demonstrate it for the first time here on camera. Hopefully it goes smoother than the penny stoves, but those can be temperamental, and like you said, we're way out of practice. Regarding the penny stoves, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but can you see how black that is in there already?
Yeah, that was a very clean bowl before.
Right, and the only thing we used this for was putting the fire out. So there's a perfect example of why we said these things are so nasty and filthy, and that's why I made the joke, but it was also probably true that a lot of smoke was getting right up on the camera lens. So, hey, penny stoves are awesome, but you better be ready to do some cleaning. Okay, so we talked about the Coleman style propane stove, and this stove runs off of butane?
Yes.
All right. So, also Coleman. Comes in its own little case, whereas the Ozark Trail propane stove of ours came in a cardboard box.
Yeah, this one was sort of like an impulse buy.
Yeah, it cost us $15.
Yeah, it was a good deal, so couldn't say no.
All right, why don't you get that burner assembled, honey?
Okay. This burner fits right in there, and all you do is flip it around. There's little notches on here. to hold different size pots, I guess.
Yeah,
so they don't move around.
the edges are raised up so that if you set your pot down, like maybe you're on a picnic table that's tilted, your pot's not going to fall off because it kind of grabs it.
Yeah. There's all these other ones too for different, if you have smaller ones.
Yeah.
Sort of neat.
So this thing is really special because this fuel goes into this compartment and you can leave it there with the stove. So it's not like the other one where you have to have that thing loose rolling around. We've never done this before.
Yeah.
I have no clue if I'm going to fail at this or what, but the general theory, there's like a locating pin. I don't know if this is getting on the camera. Can we see the locating pin on the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and here's a lever that when you push it down, it pushes the fuel forward, and this pin sort of goes in there, I guess.
And that pressurizes it so it is ready to use.
Yeah, so I've only seen this used in video, so let's see. Let's see. Okay, I heard it pressurizing. This thing also should have another little feature that is super cool. It has its own igniter.
Yeah. You can see the igniters right there.
Yeah.
So that was super simple.
Now this is a blue flame, so it may not be showing up on camera, but holy moly, it
You
is.
can hear it.
It is hot. It is super, super hot.
Yeah, that's very warm.
Now here's the nice thing about it. You don't want to leave it pressurized. I kind of heard it bleed off a little bit. I can smell a little bit of butane. You let it air out, it can go back in its case just like this. You can, I don't want to touch it in the center because it's very hot, but you can take this, flip it back, put it back in its case, and you're good to go. And wow, is that butane really stinky.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave it with the butane in. I'm actually going to take it back out. Close her back up.
Oh yeah, you can really smell that.
Do you have the case? Very first time ever doing anything with this, and we did it on camera, which is pretty awesome. This is the brand Adventure Ridge. I don't know, we got it at Aldi. I am incredibly excited about this. Oh, by the way, there's a Ninja Turtle sticker on here because there's no markings to tell you which side is up on this particular case. And wouldn't you know it, as I kept looking at it yesterday or the day before, whenever we got it, I think it was the day before. Yeah, it was the day before. I kept opening it upside down. So, butane camp stove, in some ways superior to the other one, the propane one. But there's other ways that that's superior to this, and we'll maybe talk about that in a different video. So, I'm excited about this.
Me too. This would fit in a backpack super easily.
Oh,
Carry
yeah.
it everywhere.
Yep. All right, we've got one more camp stove that we want to show, and it's pretty old school. Okay, the final camp stove that we're going to talk about. You can't get much more old school than this. A simple fire. This thing's been left out over the winter time. That's my bad. But it's mostly just surface rust. This is wood from last year. But again, you can't get much more old school than that. Now, this is actually the second day of making these videos on our camp stoves. We absolutely could not film outside yesterday because of all of the rain and the wind, and hell, the camera's probably picking up a bunch of wind right now. So anyways, we plan on using this in one of our camp stove cooking videos. Probably something simple, hot dogs or whatnot. What do you think? You like cooking on a fire?
Yeah, it's good for like s'mores, like you said, hot dogs, easy stuff. You can make baked potatoes, you wrap them in foil. Those little foil packet meals you
Yeah.
can do. Those are easy.
All right, well, that was our last stove. Let's go reconvene.
Okay.
Okay, well, I guess that's about it. What do you say?
Yeah, those are all our camp stoves we have.
We actually have some other things that that we could use as camp stoves. For example, we made ourselves a homemade lantern. I don't know if I can find it. Even something as simple as a beer bottle lantern could be used as a stove. But hey, I guess you could cook with just about anything. Well, hopefully this video wasn't too cheesy. I enjoyed making it.
Yeah, it was fun.
So, in our next episode of Camp Stove Cooking, whenever that is, we'll actually try cooking something. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Put her there, partner.